Do you want to learn about live shopping and how you can sell more online when live streaming? On this episode, we're going to be joined by Helen Lam, and we're going to be talking about live shopping, how to sell more online. Hey, everyone. Christian Karasiewicz here, joined by Melanie, Dyann, Howe. Uh, and today, we're excited to have Helen Lam join us. Isn't that right, Melanie?
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really good episode because I know this is a topic that I want to learn about. So I'm super stoked about today's episode.
Definitely. I've got my notepad here as well. Again, I mean, when we talk about live streaming, a lot of people always start by focusing on, just doing the live streaming, and they're not focusing on the monetization aspect or the way they can actually sell while they are streaming. And, I think the great thing about this is anybody should be able to sell on a live stream. Now, what you sell, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm going to go and welcome our guest, Helen Lam, on to the Launcher Live interview series. Helen, it's fantastic having you join us. Thanks a lot.
Hello guys. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
So, can you do us a favor? So, obviously, I know who you are. Melanie knows who you are, but can you tell everyone who's listening or watching the live stream more about Helen Lam? Who are you?
Absolutely. So my name is Helen. I work for a company called LiveScale, and it's a company that provides a live shopping solution. So what is the live shopping solution? In short, it's basically combining social media platform, the live streaming, social media platform, and e-commerce all together. That's what you call live shopping. So my role here, it changed a little bit. I was a product marketing for the company, and right now I switched my role to product, but pretty much doing the same things to bring live shopping to the Western world.
Fantastic. So when did you first get into live streaming? I mean, I know that's a question that, I know obviously when we have people on, we like to learn more about what was it that got them into live streaming. We've had people on that have been radio DJs. For them, they've been talking to an audience forever in an empty room. And all they have to do is just, switch on that camera in this case. But when did you get into live streaming?
The first time I get into live streaming was an audience. So I'm a big fan of Twitch. I watch a lot of gaming videos and different kind of a fun video on Twitch. But also for the fact that I'm coming from Asia, live streaming and live shopping in particular was in my life for a couple of years already, because live shopping isn't like a thing there anymore. It's like a day-to-day thing that it's where people go shop. So like this is how I'm into get into live streaming. But like me myself doing live stream, I guess it's pretty much like everybody. When Instagram and Facebook start having live, that's when me and my friend maybe like play around and then start doing some live streaming as well.
Awesome. I love that. So, okay, I'm ready to get rolling on all this live shopping stuff. But before we have you give us some strategies and some things, why don't you tell us what is live shopping? Like I think that so many things come into mind. I mean, I know I have a lot of thoughts in my head about what that could be, but why don't you just tell us what exactly is live shopping? What are we talking about when we're describing that?
Absolutely. So as I've mentioned, live shopping is basically a combination of social media platform, e-commerce, and live stream. So basically, you can watch a live stream at the same time while you're chatting with people, which is a social media component, and you can make a purchase while the host is introducing a product that you're interested in. So live shopping, it's all about doing everything at the same time, and then you can doing everything on spot, and you don't have to leave the experience. That's the whole idea of live shopping. Just saying that it's a huge difference between video shopping, for example, and live shopping is you don't have to watch a video and then maybe you leave and then go somewhere else to buy the product, and you can ask a question real time, and the host will be able to address that and then solve your concern, and you'll be making a really, really informed decision to make a purchase.
Fantastic. That's actually a great example there. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, they look at, like how you mentioned, somebody watches like a pre-recorded video and they watch the video and then they still have to they either have to wait for the person to comment on their video to answer their questions, or they have to then get someone else who is, watching the video as well to maybe help guide them on that purchase. However, live shopping is where they're able to actually do all this at once, which to me sounds like a very efficient way to obviously make some sales. So I have a question though. So what types of products can you sell with live shopping? I mean, are there certain ones that work better than others? Are there certain industries that you find are verticals that are doing really well?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for the fact that even Rocket and like a truck, like a B2B kind of business, kind of huge truck can be sell really, really well in China, I'll be lying to you to say that you can sell Rocket on a daily basis with live shopping, because it's not something that you do every day, apparently, and it's not something that you easy to make a purchase decision. So I think what works the best with live shopping is definitely something that you can quickly make a decision in an hour. Because live shopping, it's like a live streaming happening between 30 minutes. So let's say the longest one I've seen or participated in is around 3 hours, right? So it's something that you'll be able to go there. You listen to the host explain a little bit. You ask questions. You interact with the community that's also attending the live shopping event, and you'll be able to make a purchase decision right away. So the price range, the price point is really important, because when the price higher, people usually hesitate more. And then also originally it might be a scary thing for them to make an online purchase to begin with. So you want to avoid that, because it's going to be challenging for you. But of course, if you like challenge, then go ahead. So usually product that has a lower price point works the best. And then things that have a lower hesitation time works the best. And of course, it's like product that can benefit from visual demonstration and a lot of answering consultation. It will work the best as well. For example, even though within skincare product, normal skincare product and a skincare product that involve a lot of expertise in it, like it's like medical type of skincare product, having an expert sitting right in front of the live stream as a host, answering people questions. Oh, is this chemical, or is this like natural ingredient? How does it work to this specific skin type? People will be like more skeptical or like cautious when they're making the purchase. So they will feel like, oh, I want to make sure I go to the store, I ask the staff about this. So this is why and when you know that this product will work so well on live shopping, because it's basically mimicking an in-store experience.
I love that. I love how you said it's like mimicking the in-store experience, because when you were describing what live shopping was earlier, I was like, it's like being in a store, getting to see something, getting to ask questions about it, and making that decision, of course, in a store, but it's all virtual and it's online. And I really also I love that you pointed out that there's certain products that maybe are not a good fit for this experience, especially ones that have a longer decision-making process, right? I loved how you broke it down like that. I'm kind of curious when it comes to the type of person or the type of business that should be doing this. Like, what about inventory? I mean, is it ideal that this product is ready on the shelf, or is it, what about if it's a make to order type of product, or maybe it's not good for custom types of products, but talk to me a little bit about how that logistical aspect, I know that, you're not in the logistics piece of it, but what's a typical scenario? Does someone use live shopping to sell products they already have made, or is it a way for them to take orders as well, or does it work for both?
Yeah, I can break it down in 2 points. Actually, it's all kinds. The type that you have mentioned, either they're ready-made, that they have a huge inventory, or they're made to, or like you order it and then it's customization involved. You can also do that. Why? Because let's assume that we're joining a carpenter's live shopping event, because he's describing a specific photo frame that is so beautiful for any house that's going to fit, and it's with a lot of love, made by himself. But you need to have a custom size. Let's say you want to have a custom size. Is that possible to do that? Of course, right? It's the same as whatever you can sell on your e-commerce platform, you'll be able to bring it to the live shopping event. The only difference is just people will be watching it, asking questions, and then make a purchase directly, instead of putting in the cart and then forget about it. So it's not about how many inventory you have, or like, is it involved in customization, or like, is it the fact that it's already there, or people make it after they have ordered it. So this is the first point. But the second one, is inventory a problem? Definitely is, because for example, in China, the live shopping cane, it's a lipstick cane, which is called Li Jiaqi. The way that he sell the product, it's basically he would try it on, either on his lip or on his hand, to show you exactly how the color looks like. And he has a really fascinating sales tagline. He's like, oh my God, buy it. When he say that, inventory is like in a snap, it's all gone. It can be like maybe a couple of thousand in the bag for lipstick and it's still all gone. Like, so for this kind of situation, they leverage it really well. Let's bring another point of live shopping, because you want to max out that fear of missing out. You know how you push people to do things by fear of missing out, right? This is a classic marketing tactics. And live shopping is basically leveraged it to the finest, because it was within an hour. You don't really have time to think about it. Either you buy it right now, or like you missed the chance. So the fact that you have a limited inventory actually works super well. It's what we call incentive. You have to reward people why they come for the live shopping, to dedicate that time for that specific hour for you, because it's not like Instagram. I go anytime I have nothing to do. It's like I have to be there in the hour that you ask me to. So if you have if I manage to get something that is limited, I feel rewarded. So actually, this is something like kind of like more like a tactics rather than logistic as well.
Oh, wow. I love that. So it's the scarcity aspect of it. If someone feels like, it creates a sense of urgency. And so again, it's different than other types of e-commerce and other types of selling strategies when you're in this live environment. Can you, I know we talked about the products, types of products, and even now, just even like things to consider when it comes to the inventory and things, but can you just describe the ideal business or person that this would be a good fit for? Really, just because somebody has products may or may not necessarily mean that they should be using live shopping. Are there some things that, are just a better fit for a type of business or a type of business person even?
Who will be the better person to be the host, right? Did I catch the question correctly?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I can introduce an idea that we observe from Asia, and it's working really well in the West. That's what we see from our client base. It's called Key Opinion Seller, KOS. So we're all familiar with KOL, Key Opinion Leader. And these type of people, like influencer, what they come with is a traffic base. So they bring you traffic whenever you work with them, right? That's why you work with them to do Instagram post, used to do Instagram story, different kind of social media posting. But these type of host, if you make them a host of your live shopping event, they don't necessarily have a sales pitching skills, which is really important, because to make the successful live shopping event, there are a couple of factors that are really important. You need to have traffic, you need to have audience, right? But you also need to turn and convert those browser to shopper. So people who with the sales pitching skills is really important. And this is why Key Opinion Seller, it's always the best type of host, because these people know how to prioritize sales question during the live shopping event. And then usually, apart from Key Opinion Seller, know how to sell you, it's the specific image that they're representing. And one type of KOS that we notice works the best is the knowledge first category host. So meaning that it's an internal sales from your company, and you just train them into a KOS, because these internal sales in the company is probably, when I say internal sales, maybe it's an in-store sales. Because of the pandemic, a lot of our clients, they actually we utilize the in-store resources that they have, either the physical venue or the staff that wasn't able to work in the store. So they become a live shopping event host. But the special thing and the great thing about these people is they are an expert of your product. They're doing it on their daily basis to sell the product to the people who come into the store. So basically train them into a KOS to how to do live stream, because it's quite different than in store. They have to appear in the live stream and then shout out to everybody, say hi to everybody, read their name, make them feel they're important, make them feel like they're being valued. And then they have to also do the job of being a host, but also read the comment and to interact with them and then to remind them about the product. So these type of host, KOS plus a knowledge first category host, is the best combination for live shopping.
Love that. I've never heard that before. But it makes so much sense, because obviously they need to have knowledge about the product to build trust, right, with the audience, because here they are recommending a product or trying to convince you to buy it, or at least make an informed decision. Maybe some of the questions get asked, and that person also has the role of saying, ooh, because of that, this product may not be a good fit for you, but this one over here is, So I love what you described about the knowledge first being really important, but also the differences between the in-store experience versus this live experience, because it's a live show. It needs to have an entertainment factor. You need to address the audience. It is very different than someone coming into the store and having a conversation. Which, but also I love this process of converting, your typical store associate to this key opinion seller online and using live video. So I love that. I think that's fantastic. So, question. Yeah, go ahead, Helen.
I just want to mention an interesting concept that we have been trying to promote. It's like the e-commerce of live shopping. It's basically entertainment e-commerce.
Oh yes, love that.
It's all about making it fun and making people feel like they're having fun, and that's when they forget about the fact that they're taking their wallet out and making it. It's really important in live shopping, more important than how people think it is.
Love
And
that. Love that.
what's really fascinating, I think, about kind of just what you mentioned about, making it fun, is the fact that if you think about, like, if you go back to like the network marketing side of things, for a lot of people, that's a very what's the word I'm looking for, Melanie? It's not an area where a lot of people like necessarily. But the thing is, they make things fun. So for example, they make things fun because somebody's having you're having a get together where you're getting together at somebody, in this case you're getting together at somebody's home. In this case, you don't have to actually do that sort of thing, but it does bring in that fun aspect, which I think is really awesome. And so it sounds to me like that would actually translate really well to just the live shopping aspect. So I have a question for you. This question is like, so the one thing you mentioned, I mean, I love the fact that, an associate, if I went to a physical store, how many times have you ever been asked by somebody in a store where, you walk in and they're like, hey, do you want to try this skincare product? Do you want a sample of perfume, for example? By the way, this is most of the time because you're walking into those major department stores because they're obviously on the ends of the mall, on every end of the mall. Obviously, that's by design. And so the thing is, my question for you is, okay, so it's great having these associates now, people being online, being able to answer those questions, but how much planning needs to be involved when you're adding a live shopping component to your business? Because as you mentioned, there's a lot of stuff involved. It's not just, I don't think I'm just going to fire up my camera, and just start selling something. I've got to think about the products. I got to think about that key thing you mentioned, that entertainment factor. But what do you think, Helen?
Yeah, so first of all, the product combination. You have to find a product combination that works for your live shopping and your audience. Maybe your audience love a product combination that fit their skin type, that is going to fit your concept of the live shopping event as well. Or maybe your audience is the people who like to look for deals. Then you would like to provide a very good deal. It's like good incentive, like a limited discount, limited offer during the live shopping event only. So it's product that allow you to do that. But of course, it's like also the product combination can't be like 1,000 product, because when you give them too many options and choices, that's when you lose them. You have to give them like just the right amount of product that you will be able to have the capacity to walk through, and then you'll be able to highlight each of them. Or you have some product to be like, just be there to make the other ones shine. So this is really important to think of your product strategy or your product combination, the collection of it. And then the second part is, of course, host. According to the concept of the live shopping event that you plan on doing, what type of host works the best? Is it the single host works the best, or maybe two? For example, I've mentioned KOL and KOS. Maybe the concept that you're doing, you want to have a KOL who is going to bring traffic to the event, and you want to have a KOS that partner with the KOL to do the event, because that KOS can convert all the traffic that KOL bring to become from browser to shopper, right? And then the other thing is very important is the rundown. It's live, it's very authentic, but one very, very key point is everybody want to feel the authentic, but they don't necessarily need to see the authentic. So like, it's just imagine the Vogue toilet series, like do the makeup, get ready with the celebrity. It's all with perfect lighting and everything. So like the idea is very authentic, but the execution is not quite. So you have to think from like that perspective. So like think about, if I know for a fact that I'm going to demonstrate the product, how would you like to demonstrate? Is there like a specific background that you want to demonstrate the product with? Is there a specific camera angle that you want to live cut to that? Or like which host you want them to demonstrate? How are you going to demonstrate it? Think about it a little bit more. Think about the viewing experience from your viewer perspective. And then another one, I'm just going to say one more thing, otherwise it's going to sound too overwhelming, because it's not that overwhelming as well, is if you plan on repurposing your live shopping event, for example, you want to utilize the recording to chop them up into like small clips to put it on social media platform, to use it on your e-commerce page as a product demonstration of it. You have to think about it ahead, and you have to kind of direct the direction of the live shop during the live shopping event to get the clips that you want. So you will be able to repurpose it after, basically.
I love that. You've given us so many like great things to think about and consider, like stuff that I just would not have even have thought about. That's why I was so excited about this episode, because I mean, I'm really curious about this concept, but you have given us so much valuable knowledge about things to consider, and like just I love it. So, but I want to know, as we kind of wrap up here, you've just given us so much information, but I want to know, like, what's the best way to get started, right? Like as you said, it kind of seems overwhelming, but it really isn't. But like if someone comes to you and says, Helen, I really want to do this, what would you tell them? How would you recommend that they just get started?
Absolutely. It's indeed really overwhelming at first, but it's all manageable. So if you're interested in the concept of live shopping, but you are not ready to start yet, I would recommend you to go to academy.livescale.tv. It's where really we share all the information and knowledge that we accumulated, and we basically translate from, because I'm from Asia, right? So a lot of our company experts understand that live shopping is like the best is in Asia right now. It is like the most popular thing. So we translate a lot of tactics there to something that is actionable for the businesses in the West. We also tell you example, like is your industry fits live shopping? If it fits, how are you going to get started? So you can read more, understand more, do more research, and feel like when you feel more comfortable and you want to get started, you want to see a demo or like see how it works in practice, you can either follow livescale.tv Instagram account, because we share all of our client events, so you'll be able to see live shopping in actions. We have event every day. Or you can go directly to livescale.tv and then book for a demo and then talk to one of our team member. Then they will be able to walk you through or even share with you, okay, this is your industry, this is your pain point, can live shopping help you to solve it? Like, we are really down to earth people. If we trying to forcefully sell you in live shopping, in the end of the day, it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for us. So like, I think it's the best way is really to talk to people that who know how live shopping works, because a lot of people just heard about the concept, but they don't really know how it works. And then they have a lot of misunderstanding that makes them miss the opportunity. This is what the things that we scare the most. Like they will be like, oh, I have to do live. I need to have like a TV level production, but I don't have it. I need to have like a celebrity to be the host, but I don't have the budget. One of the best selling events that we have is literally the founder herself sitting in front of the camera, and the conversion rate is like almost 30% within that less than 60 minutes live event, and it's like 20K revenues. So it's really not as overwhelming as you thought, and I just wish you won't miss this great opportunity for your business as well.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's fantastic.
This is such great information. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, I know, Melanie, when you and I were talking about this beforehand, we had totally had, like, oh, we got like just a handful of questions for Helen. But I know as we've been doing this, we've literally added about 5 questions here to all of the, because the conversation is kind of driven it that way. And this is it's fantastic. I mean, I love how you brought in other examples as well. So for example, if you're in the States and you're just learning about live shopping, obviously, there's Amazon Live, for example. Facebook's trying to get into it as well. They're tying in some features for Instagram. TikTok, I think, even has a feature. I mean, as you can see, it's becoming something that the platforms want you to also be using as well. So I love how, Helen, you've broken down all this information, not just how to get started, but also obviously the types of products that work well, talking about the importance of planning, talking about, how to actually leverage live streaming in your streams. I mean, there's just so much information here. I do have just one last question for you, and that's where can people connect with you if they want to get in touch with you? They just want to, ask some questions and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can basically search for me on LinkedIn. I think my LinkedIn ID is Helen LNL. So you can find me over there, but also, otherwise you can always contact me on academy.livescale.tv or livescale.tv. I'll be able to be there and to answer your questions, or my teammate will be there to answer your questions as well.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I mean, this is episode 70 of the Launch Your Live podcast, by the way. So if you're watching this live on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button as well. Tell us, how much you love this episode. Leave a comment. Again, if you're listening to it on your favorite podcast platform, this is episode 70. And we discussed live shopping, how you can sell more online when live streaming with our guest, Helen Lam. For more information about this particular episode, by the way, just go to launcher.live/EP70. If you want to get started with live streaming, by the way, if you're brand new to the live streaming aspect, you can simply just message us through all of our social media channels at Launcher Live. But this has been a fantastic episode. I want to thank you, Helen, and I want to thank you, Melanie, as well, as usual. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And this podcast episode, by the way, will be out in, I think, in a few weeks. But for now, enjoy the video. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Bye.
Bye.